Dangerously Funny. We're in season 2. We're in New York City. We got a good one, guys. We got a famous comedian, does a lot of clubs in New York City. He's a Long Island guy. He's a straight New Yorker. He's right up my alley, guys. Tom Kelly is in the house.
Yeah, and I have a podcast and a YouTube. I feel like you got like everybody else who's on these shows.
A podcast and a YouTube.
All at Tom Kelly Show.
Tom, you're from Long Island or Brooklyn?
Born in Brooklyn, raised on Long Island, and you're not over 40 and from Long Island unless you say, but I was really born in Brooklyn. Like, you're a Jersey guy, right? Like
I'm a Jersey guy.
Like, were you born in Jersey?
Yes.
Okay, so, but I feel like you have to have a lot. Like, my town,
yes,
Massapequa, Long Island,
yes,
is full of hardworking,
blue-collar people.
Blue-collar people who moved from Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, and they moved out to Long Island. They moved out to the suburbs.
Why are you hollering? I'm right next
because
to you.
I'm doing a bit. You know what's funny? You're making fun of me, and you're right. I was about to give you a bit. You called me on it. You called me on it.
I'm like a foot from you're screaming like I'm him.
You know, I mean, we've derailed the punchline, but you've made the interview more organic.
No, so go ahead. I just thought that was
no,
funny.
it's hard. It's hard to not be at the shtick when I'm with the Elvis impersonator from Jersey.
You like this?
I love it for you.
You want to hear a weird story?
Yeah, I want to know about you. I really came.
No, Tom. We're gonna play everyone, but I got to tell you a weird story. It happened to me coming here. A guy runs up to him, walking into the studio, and he says, "Jimmy, do you play for the New York Jets?" And I'm like, "Why would you think I play for?" He says, "Because you're wearing a football helmet." True story. Guy just hit me coming in.
Okay.
I'll get to the funny ones, Tom. I'm just warming
up.
Yeah,
I was hoping
I could warm up the car.
I was hoping that guy would. I was hoping that guy would get to the funny ones.
Jeez, I want to hear the rest.
But you know what's funny? You know what I love about that? Here's what I love about this already. I know. I hope someone else gets a shot of all this. You could hear guys laughing behind the sound room.
They're laughing behind your back.
Behind my back,
like they shouldn't, because the funny stuff's on the other side.
And right in your face.
I agree 100%.
And then you got your buddy over there through the window.
It's Dr. Denzel.
Dr. Denzel.
Dr. Denzel.
Yeah, this is just a fun space. So
you know Denzel, the actor, Denzel Washington.
That is not Denzel Washington.
Of course, that's Denzel Washington.
That is not.
That's Dr. Denzel.
That is no. And the worst part is, I want to talk to him, but he's like in a. He's in a
sound chamber.
He's in a sound chamber. So yeah, that's cool. But do people stop you on the street a lot?
Yes.
Why?
They say get off the street.
Okay. Because what are you doing in our neighborhood?
You're not very funny.
Okay.
And we really don't want to hang out with you.
Okay. What do you like when the cameras are off? I need to know who
I'm on a lot, but when it's almost like my podcast, you're interviewing me. I want to interview you, but I do street.
Well,
comedy.
I was telling a story, and then you told me a story about what happened to you.
No, I do street comedy, Tom, and I do like a Don Rickles shtick on the street, but it caught on.
Okay.
And people seem to get a kick out of me.
I get a kick out of you.
Yeah, people like it.
Yeah. Now, street comedy is a new word.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I go all over. I go to L.A., I go to New York, I've been to Vegas, I've been to South Beach, and I basically bring a crew of people, and I basically go on the street, voice of the people.
You see, what's funny about you is when the in-between moments.
I'm not trying, almost.
Well, you have these great in-between, but it's very human. Like, you'll be like, Bob Hope, like you tried to make a joke. And then even what you just did right there, very warm. Like, I love your in-between moments. I'm addicted to them. And I'm addicted to the whole show, the look, the shtick, and all that. But you have really great, warm moments in between.
Thank you.
What town in Jersey were you raised?
I'm down from Atlantic City, a little town called Margate, tiny little town outside of Atlantic City.
Now, is that one of the farm towns, or was it a farm town when you were growing up?
No, it's just a little small town. South Jersey's very small, especially down by the shore.
Wooden houses, that kind of thing?
Yeah, outhouses and, toilets outside and tents.
Well, because I know a guy about our age or in between our ages who lived in Vineland, and he lived on an eggplant farm that's now like a condo. Gino Bisconti?
It's a Jewish friend of mine. I know him.
Very Jewish.
Yeah,
very
Jewish. Yeah.
Jewish and eggplants. Very,
Father
very
was
much.
a rabbi.
No way. No, he was, this guy was very Italian. But anyway, he lived on a farm.
Is he a comedian?
Yeah, you should have him on the show.
What's his name?
Actually, Gino Bisconti. I think you might enjoy him quite a bit.
Is he no Carlos Cappuccino? The guy has a coffee store? Is that it?
No, he was big in the Anthony Cumia networks and stuff.
Okay.
But I was trying to find like it's funny, like they say New Jersey and Long Island are like weird stepsisters or step cousins or
That
whatever.
I never heard.
You never heard that? Like you have Trans Ams, we got
Yeah, we do have the muscle cars back when we were kids.
we had the different
Yeah.
one. You had Trans Ams and we had
We had
Corvettes.
Camaros and
Camaros. There you go. You had Trans Ams, we had Camaros. Used to be
Corvettes,
the
the
joke.
Challengers,
Yeah.
and you were cool if you had a car like
So-
that when we were growing up. Yeah.
Was your town full of, if not Italian immigrants, New York City immigrants or migrants?
No, it was a lot of Jews in Moorgate, and in Ventnor and Atlantic City and Chelsea, a lot of Italians.
Okay, so my joke about my town that you caught me doing in like stand-up voice, that I'm going to do
Yeah.
in organic voice,
Go ahead.
was no, but it's like my town is a town of people where it was a lot of working class people,
Right.
with city jobs,
Right.
who moved out to give their kids a better life so that their kids would do better than they did,
Right.
and then the kids don't.
Oh, the kids don't.
Yeah, like they all wind up
So
either
that's
living
the-
in their
that's the
basements.
caveat emptor.
Yeah, they moved to the
That's what it
crappier
is.
towns, or worse, they moved to Florida, and not even good Florida. I'm talking Tampa. That's the
Tampa.
bit.
Yeah.
That's the bit. But it also sums up the vibe. It really is a town where, at least my generation growing up, it was all everybody sort of had a grandparent who was an immigrant.
Right. I had great grandparents that were immigrants.
Yeah.
From Russia.
Okay, did you know them?
I knew my grandparents, not my great grandparents.
Okay, now did you grow up with generational guilt? Could you enjoy nice things? 'Cause you're Italian and Jewish, which is very, like, is it hard for you to be happy? Like for my family, it's
No.
like I like to say I wasn't raised poor, but I was
Are you
raised.
Irish?
I'm Irish on my dad's side.
And what's your mom?
Mom's Sicilian,
So you're Irish and Italian.
Irish and Italian.
So you know whether to drink or have a fight, basically. You don't know what to do. You're confused.
Oh, very confused. What would make you give up? What would make you risk that to do comedy?
Well, Tom, my heart is in the arts. It's not for money. I don't
Okay.
make a lot of money. My heart is comedy and being a guy on the street having fun with people. I'm a voice of the people and fun. And I love people and I like to kibitz with people since I was young. I haven't changed my personality since I was a kid. I just actually made it a platform because of social media. That's all I did.
Okay, I'm going to ask you
Yeah.
blunt questions because I've been obsessed with you for about 7 days now. Is that real?
Let's
hair?
get married.
Well, let's let me buy me a drink first.
I will buy you two because I
Don't
get
screw up a
better
great-
looking
don't-
as you drink more.
Don't screw up a great date by talking marriage, buddy.
Did you ever drink a gin and Windex?
What's that?
Well, it don't taste good, but you could see better when you drive home. Brandon drinks them now. But you ask about my hair. It's my real hair. What they do is they blow it out.
They. Again, who's they?
Two guys.
Okay.
One does this side, one does this, and then they put a little hairline in the front.
See, when you said
And I look like Howdy Doody, basically.
See, when you said you had two guys blow it out, I thought you meant one for the top and one for the
No,
bottom.
no, that would be Mike, the bottom. Mike's more the bottom guy. Mike's a bottom fisher.
I'm realizing that if this interview is
See,
gonna work,
Mike not only is a fisherman, he's a master baiter. See? Yeah, you know about Mike. I don't have to tell you about Mike. You know that. With the hook and the reel, you know all about that. We'll talk. We got to talk.
oh, you're warming up.
Yeah, well, I'm
I see
warming
your
up
face.
the car. Warming up the car pretty soon.
There you go. So tell me about you.
I want to know about you. I want to know
No,
about
you don't.
the comedy clubs you play.
Okay.
I want to know your shtick. I want to hear one of your funny episodes.
Okay. I
You
mean,
said what was your grandmother on your mom's side?
Sicilian.
Yeah. Did she ever, when you were 15, like grab your junk and say, "Oh, you're getting quite big, Tom"?
Never.
She never did that.
Not once.
That happened to me when I was 15.
Tell, see, I knew.
Well, I didn't know if it happened to you because my grandmother on my
is that-
mom's side was Italian.
So no, and they would grab your crotch.
Yeah, she, you're getting quite big now.
It's
Jimmy."
amazing how we
Yeah.
can pass off Italians can pass off harassment as being Italian.
Yeah, they can get away with it.
Like my family on my mother's side, the
Right.
Italian side, there's a lot of things that we just call being unmedicated that they
That's
pass
the
off
excuse.
as being Italian.
That's the
Yeah,
excuse.
but I'm Italian. Like grandma hasn't smiled in 50 years. It's okay. She's Italian.
Well,
your grandmother is
I
grabbing
met
your
her-
crotch.
I met your grandmother years ago, and I told her she looked a lot better when she was alive.
Yeah, wow, that's gonna make me cry now.
Don't cry.
So,
So,
wait,
I wanna-
hang on. Your grandmother grabbed your drunk? Is your
Grabbed my junk when I
was her?
15. Says you're getting quite big, grandson.
Yeah, was her maiden name Cuomo?
No, Trixie.
Trixie.
Did the trick with the horse.
Okay,
Yeah, worked the Hialeah Club in Atlantic City, the strip club.
your grandmother was a stripper.
Correct.
I find that hard to
joking.
Okay, but I can't tell with you.
No.
I really can't tell.
I heard your grandmother was working for the FBI.
No,
No. Okay. I'm just checking.
no,
I check your papers.
you did.
Yeah.
So I mean, but did you grow up with Italian guilt?
No, Jewish guilt.
Which is worse?
That's worse.
Why?
That's why Jewish women won't drink, Tom. It interferes with their suffering.
You know what's funny? That's a joke, but that's so real.
It's true because it's funny. Ask Brendan.
Yeah.
We're here with Tom Kelly. Guys, I just want to tell everybody watching Dangerously Funny, please subscribe to our Patreon channel because you get to see all live stuff with me as well as meeting me and seeing all the behind-the-scenes stuff for $4.99 a month. And if we don't like you, it's $8.99.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back with more Tom Kelly here on Dangerously Funny with Jimmy Lee, the Jersey Outlaw. Dangerously Funny podcast with crazy and wild Tom Kelly just flew in from Riker Island. We got him here live at MCM Podcast Studios in New York City, and we actually have Dr. Denzel sitting in the studio watching this show right now. Tom, how did you start your comedy career? I already know how it's going to end, but how did it start?
Oh, I feel like it's ending right around now.
After today, that's
I feel like this is the end right here. It started out, I was a comedy writer. Nobody wanted to hire me. And so I said, why don't I just start telling the jokes I want to write? And my career is just a happy accident of, people started paying me.
So you're doing stand-up in the New York area or all over?
Doing stand-up in the New York area. I am known on my Instagram for my Long Island humor. I'm known on my YouTube for my more emotional, touchy-feely podcast. And by touchy-feely, yes, you could touchy and you could feely if you join Jimmy's Patreon for $8.99 a month.
What's Long Island humor? You said we do Long Island.
Well, I think everybody's got it. You know what's funny? I'm doing well nationally with jokes about Long Island, and
Can I hear a shtick?
I don't even know if it's a shtick or it's like I'm from a town.
Yes.
Where when a kid gets pulled over,
yeah,
he has one of two answers. Either he says, "I'm sorry, officer,"
right,
and he takes his ticket, or he says, "But my dad's a cop."
Okay.
Yeah, and and that's like that does well out there because
is that like the truth? Is it a joke?
Oh, it is the truth. That's the truth. I'm from a town where everybody, if your dad's not a firefighter, your uncle is. If your dad's not a cop, your uncle is. And it is a town where sort of what the kids
Irish town.
No, they used to call it matzo pizza, which was
half Jewish, half Italian.
Exactly. And it's amazing how some of the hacky Long Island jokes are working. Like there's Plain View, which was known as
What
Plain
city in
Jew.
Long Island are you from?
I am from Massapequa.
You may know my uncle. He's from the same town. His name is Nicky Pompanese.
Nicky Pompanese?
He got a rape charge downgraded to tailgating. He's from your town.
Wait, I can't tell. Is that real?
Yes.
Okay.
Nicky Pompanese.
See,
he got a rape charge downgraded to tailgating. He's from your town in Long Island.
Branford, am I missing a joke or is that real? Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. See, it is a town of weirdos, my town.
It really is.
No, but it's that we.
One of the most famous serial killers is from your town who ate alphabets.
Which one is that? Is that one?
John Paul Getty.
Really? He's from Massapequa? Mm-hmm. So, my town.
He was a serial killer. He ate alphabets.
Oh, alphabet. See, Brandon, why didn't you tell me that one was a joke?
Dr. Denzel knew.
Thank you, Dr. Denzel. You know what I love? We're just going to realize how slow I am. When I watch this back, I'm going to realize how dumb I am.
You know who else is from your town?
Who?
My friend I went to college with. He's a proctologist. His name's Dr. Bendover.
See, that one I get. That's one.
Well, that's your ex-wife's doctor who had brown fingernails.
So,
he was a photographer, before he was a proctologist, Tom.
And really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, he bent over, looked up, and he was looking right up at you with the pole. He had a dab of Vicks on the pole. If he missed your ass, he cleared up your sore throat. You know Dr. Bendover.
Bend over.
You know him.
I love it. We have Alec Baldwin's from my hometown.
I know. I spoke to him about you, and he said he may do the same trick on you that he did on that director. He's not crazy about you.
No, but
I mentioned your name twice. He went for the revolver. So don't be surprised. You didn't hear from me, though. I don't want to be involved.
Jerry Seinfeld's from my hometown.
Very good friend of yours. Not crazy about you either.
No, not at all.
I know.
I'm the Long Island serial killer.
They
for
like
real.
They like you, actually. Those guys.
Yes.
They liked you. They didn't want to hurt you, though.
No.
They felt bad for you.
No. He actually asked me to join in.
He did.
Okay. Let's talk more about you. I'm enjoying setting you up for punchlines.
But I gotta ask you, when you go into a comedy club, and this is Brad wanted me to ask you, how long does it take before the people leave?
Are they even there in the first place? Are they even there in the first place?
Because, you know, I got to be honest with you. When I used to do stand-up, I'd look out, and after about 15 minutes, half the crowd left. That's when I knew to try street comedy.
Okay. Yeah, because they're
that
already there.
happen to
They
you?
can't go. They're already on the street.
No, they left.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the show.
I get that.
Okay. I don't know if the same thing happened.
But no, but when you do street comedy,
Yeah.
what you
People
call
like
street
that.
comedy is nobody's there to see you
Well, I go on the street and
You go to them.
heckle people. Correct.
on the street.
Correct.
At what point is that harassment?
Well, it is classified harassment. Dr. Denzel tells me that all the time.
I love that you actually you're a dentist for real.
Yes.
And what is it, Dr. Denzel?
Dr. Denzel does a sound for movies, and he is a musician.
Are you really a doctor?
Dr. Denzel.
No. Okay, I'm out.
And he's a keyboard player. I would make fun of him, but the notes on the piano, Tom, don't go that low.
I feel like this is some sort of sting to steal my organs.
Well, that's according to Brandon. Brandon likes you that way.
Okay.
I think you're a nice guy. I think you're a little overweight. You're not as overweight as Brad.
I'm the heaviest I've ever been.
I know.
It's funny you say that.
What do you weigh? About 2?
Higher?
220?
Under? Lower?
So with the girls, you're on the bottom, they're on the top. Otherwise, it'd be a ballerina in the morning.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. Or a blow-up doll.
I don't need props.
You don't
I
need props.
I don't need props for my comedy.
No, I only
don't
asked
need-
you that because Dr. Denzel has the blow-up doll.
Oh,
That's
I
why
would
I
pop
asked you.
it. I would pop
You
it
would
right
pop. There you go, Dr. Denzel.
now. Yeah, I would pop it. I'm better off just with a beach ball.
A beach ball.
Yeah.
Can you give me a Long Island shtick? You
I
gave me one. I need more.
I don't even know. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on some social media.
Okay, but do you use it or do you pay other people to do it for you?
Well, yeah, we do it that way. We have other people that are.
Are you in any of your town Facebook groups?
Not really.
No,
Just my content, pretty much.
just your content.
Yeah,
See,
YouTube,
I think
that kind of stuff.
I'm a big fan of people joining their neighborhood groups. Like, what town in New Jersey are you in now?
I'm in the Cherry Hill area.
Okay. I love it. By the way, notice how he's vague about where he lives. Did you know? That's the first time I've seen you be real. I'm in the Cherry Hill area. That's the first time I've seen you scared the whole show.
I was a little shooken up on that one, Dr. Denzel.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what your real last name is. So-
I'm not even telling you that.
No, I don't want to know.
No.
Do
That could kill the whole thing.
do your patients know?
About what?
Well, because like this,
About this stuff?
yeah, like you don't do dentistry in
The
this,
ones that I'm tight with, yeah, a handful, not many.
but no
'Cause
one
people
else has
won't
figured
get
it.
this.
Yeah, I don't think they would.
No, they won't get me because I'm serious and I have to be professional. And I do beautiful, nice work. I'm very OCD when I work and I'm serious and do my job. But, you know, I can't be like this. I can't be Jimmy Lee when I'm
You don't.
doing
Or on the other hand, you get more laughs. You put them on the gas, and then you're like, "Doctor, bend over," and then it's easy. Yeah.
I did that last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just forgot.
Now, have your patients seen the Botox or whatever's going on with that?
Well, that's Dr. Denzel does that. He has a kid home. He does that.
Okay, you're a good-looking man.
I appreciate that.
Okay. What made you do this?
I think it became a shtick by accident. The
Did it?
hair and the glasses, and then it's your character, and people notice you.
Are-
And then you got to deliver your entertainment style. But the look will immediately get you noticed. And now you got to hit them.
Are you channeling anyone? Like, do you channel Dice? Or do you channel, like you use the word Don Rickles a bit.
No,
but you're more than
my
Don Rickles.
comedy style, I would say, is a combo of like a Dangerfield Rickles with one-liners. But the hair came about just because I used to blow my hair out when I would do events. And as I got older and the hairline comes back, you got to put a little hairline in. So it just became, and then it became a staple where people got a kick out of it. So we just kept doing it. And it's noticeable.
Like again,
It's like a football helmet.
You're making me cry on the inside today, but the look just makes me want to spend more time with you.
Well, I love you. If I was gay, you'd be my second choice. I think Dr. Denzel would be my first.
Well, how about this?
But
You're
I do
not,
love you.
and I'll be your third.
Well, it's up to Brendan.
Okay.
That would be Brendan's call.
Okay. What would it take for you to go gay?
It would never happen. I'm married.
How old are you?
The mid-50s. I'll leave it at
Let's
that.
try that again. How old are you?
Mid-late 50s.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Not 60.
No.
Okay.
60 soon, but I don't want to push.
Okay. 59.
No.
58.
One more.
57.
You got it.
Okay.
This Friday.
Gotcha. Well, that's awesome.
April 4th. I want to know more about your comedy style. I want to hear
So the
some
comedy
jokes.
style is.
I
Listen,
want to hear
you know
your
what,
stuff.
Like you were asking me before
I
the show.
want to hear your stuff.
I
want to know about your podcast. I want to
Oh,
know.
well, I'll tell you
I want to
this.
hear about all you. It's not really
So,
about me today. It's about you.
I like that. So I've turned not getting laid into a career.
Why is that?
Because I'm funny when I'm not getting any. You know, like I think that's like
That's actually funny.
You know, like I mean, you know, some of the jokes are, you know, I've been single so long. Mom and Dad got me Match.com, the dating website.
I heard that in your stuff.
Yeah, and there's nothing more awkward than that moment when you have to say, Mom, Dad, I already have that.
I heard that. I heard you.
You know, and honestly, that joke I always do first because that one works. And that puts me into a character.
I like your yoga one too that you do.
Oh, the yoga what that I went to the yoga one and my ex
The breathing. I
yeah,
like that one. Tell them that.
Oh no, like I was doing meditational breathing. I was doing a yoga class, and I was doing the.
Right.
I thought I was doing it right, and then the teacher asks me to stop breathing, and I'm like, "Great!" Now there's 2 women annoyed by me simply breathing.
Right. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I do a lot of like on the street, kind of like you, but not as well as you.
Well, I saw you in your podcast. You're kind of on the street. People, what are you doing? Are you interviewing people about current topics?
I'm going out and exploring towns. Like if I had to pick what my dream show would be,
towns.
Right now, if I do a video about current topics, it gets 100 views. Let's make it. I'm making up the numbers. If I use the word Massapequa, Long Island in a complete sentence,
right?
Yeah, my hometown. If I talk about my hometown, traffic shoots up. Yeah.
So you're exploring towns, talking.
I'm following the numbers right now.
Following the metrics.
I'm following the metrics a little bit. So like right now, there are people who want me to talk about my hometown, and I must do it well because I'm kind of an outsider. Like I was a nerd. I wasn't always as hot, Jimmy. I wasn't.
Denzel, did you hear that?
Yeah. I wasn't always this hot. I was, and because I was an outsider growing up in my hometown, I can make fun of it. You know, like, have you ever heard of a FLID? An effing Long Island douchebag.
Effing Long Island.
That's something apparently people from Jersey call Long Islanders. Have you heard FLIP?
What?
Effing Long Island princess, which is the politically correct way to say, blank American princess, Italian American princess,
right?
And whatnot. Apparently that's a word somewhere, or what's some other good Long Island one? I'll tell you right now, the best thing for my career on my Instagram is my local mall has been going out of business. And
is that getting you views?
You know what? People like the sentimental stuff. This is a true thing.
It's interesting how what people react to and what they don't.
Well, there are some people who come to see me and my comedy, but there are more people who come to see the B-roll. If I cover myself up with B-roll. So if I it's stupid, but I think I have captured on a little bit of nostalgia.
So you're saying that's your Tom Kelly podcast?
That's a Tom Kelly Instagram and a Tom Kelly podcast.
10 minutes left on the clock.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's gonna feel like 20 though, isn't it?
So you're driving better doing that. Now with your comedy.
Yeah.
When you do your podcast, you're not doing your comedy.
So my stand-up has really. It's funny. I'm sick of my stand-up right now, and I'm writing new stuff.
But when you go to clubs, you're doing your stand-up, correct?
Well, yeah. So like, I have the I'm not getting laid chunk of the act.
What are you, 20, 30-minute act, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I got a 45-minute act. I could do an hour if I had to.
But what's your normal act, 20, 30?
It's whatever you pay me for. Honestly, in the city, it's 5 minutes. On Long Island, it might be 20 minutes. Last night,
City, they only give you 5 minutes, Tom?
Yeah. Oh, my God. Dude, you're a dime a dozen in New York City.
So there's too much competition in the city.
Dude,
But out there, you have more time.
Aren't you seeing it, man? Like right now.
Well, I'm not doing stand-up since I started this in 14. It's like 10 years. I stopped stand-up in 18.
Where did you start?
Stand-up New York with Bob DeBono.
Okay. So you've lived it. I just worked with DeBono 2 nights ago.
I did a comedy cabaret with Andy down the shore, Kenny Camp. A lot of people in South Jersey, and I did the Ice House in L.A. twice, and I did a bunch of it, and I wasn't bad, but my vibe and the energy and the bump is the street because I'm just crazy.
Well, and you're doing something that other people aren't doing.
Yeah, I'm doing something different.
And that's what
Don Rickles always said, if you do something different, you'll get noticed.
So Rickles was an influence for you?
My major influence was Don Rickles.
Okay.
Yeah. Who was yours?
Letterman.
Really?
Letterman.
Interesting.
NBC Letterman. Being weird on the street.
Yeah. Yeah, the street stuff.
Man
he
on the
did.
Street stuff. I loved the big talk shows. I love Johnny Carson.
That was my favorite talk show host, Carson. Without a
and
doubt. I agree with that 100%.
I'll argue, honestly, I liked Jay Leno. He was easy. I mean, I liked Letterman better if I had every time Letterman.
So my favorite was Carson by a lot because he knew how to set up Don Rickles or Denzel. He said, "How's your health?" He said, "We didn't get to our health yet." Like he just knew the right thing to say.
Well, and the thing is,
he knew his guests. Like once Rickles was on and he was saying that he's married a lot of times. He says, "Look, it beats having 12 TV shows every season. I have one for a long time." You know, because he was making fun of Carson had a lot of marriages. So he flipped it around. Carson knew what to do with a guest, and he did it smooth. He knew how. Carson was really good.
I mean, listen, and now we're in an age where you're a
even put
dentist
comedians.
with a talk show. Like I have a
Dentist with a
podcast in my
talk show, yeah.
no, and listen, at least you're paying for 3 cameras, 2 assistants, and some
Dr.
weird guy
Denzel.
behind a glass
That's
window.
Dr. Denzel.
Dr. Denzel.
He's a famous actor, Denzel Washington. You know him. I don't know why you keep picking at him.
Because he's the one face. Because do you play to the crowd?
Who?
Like when you do your street comedy, do you play to the crowd?
What's that? What
Well,
is it?
like you make fun of one person, but do you play to who do you
Sure.
play to? The person you're joking with, or the
Everybody.
person
Well,
next
people,
to them?
People come around, you kid with everybody, but you hit the one at a time. Yeah.
Okay, like so for me, I'm joking with you, but I
Right.
keep looking at him for approval.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying?
I would say I'm probably hitting the person I'm dealing with.
You hit the person I'm doing. See,
Mm-hmm.
I aim for the vague crowd.
Well, that's what Colonel Parker did when Elvis performed. He didn't watch Elvis, he watched the crowd. He realized that, hey, this guy's got it. He was representing a country artist who, hey, my uncle killed my dog, and, you know, awful. He said, fuck that. He went with Elvis because he watched the crowd. So you're doing what Colonel Parker did.
Yeah.
You're looking at your crowd, which is good. You're
I
probably doing it right. I get engrossed when I do a skit, so I work on the person.
So see, and I love this version of you right now.
Yeah.
Here's my next question: have you ever thought about doing a second character besides Jimmy Dangerously, or
Nah, because I'm older and I'm, you know, financially secure, and I just do what I like. What's in my
so
heart.
you really that's a part of you?
This is actually a part of me. This comedy is a part of me. It's me. I
Okay.
love it. The whole shtick and the sweatsuit and the outfit, the whole cockamamie getup is what people like. We just had lunch, me and Dr. Denzel. A couple people come up, the waiters come over, people want to know who you are.
Yeah.
You're noticeable. Now, when they come over, you got to throw a shtick at them.
So you're like Batman.
Yeah, kind of like a character people look
Okay.
at. Yeah.
I like that.
You know
or
Batman.
Wonder Woman.
No, that's Dr. Denzel when he dresses up with the outfit. I
Okay.
don't do that. He does that.
I love. Does anybody ever see Dr. Denzel?
Yeah, they see him, and you haven't seen Denzel Washington's movies.
Okay.
It's Dr. Denzel. I don't know why you keep fighting me. He looks a little different. He hasn't been in the sun. That's all. He's not as tan. I don't know, Tom, what you're missing. What are you missing, Tom? You don't recognize him without the glasses and the tan?
No.
Well, you go get a picture with Dr. Denzel when you're done. He's done.
I know. You know, it's funny. I knew I would get Brandon in here.
Yeah.
I know Dr. Denzel's not coming.
No, he's a famous actor. He doesn't want to bother with people like us. He's only nice to me because I bought him lunch. That's
Okay.
all.
How did you meet Dr. Denzel? Washington.
On set,
Of what movie?
one of his movies.
One of them.
Yeah.
But you don't remember which one.
I'm famous. How would I remember his movie?
Okay.
He came to
He came to
came
you.
over to me and asked me to hang out.
Okay. Now you're wearing a sweatsuit.
Yeah.
You ever use it
No, it's a prop.
for running? You've never gone running or exercising?
Jews
in it?
don't run. They just own the company. You know that.
Okay. What do I need?
Hey,
to...
I could have been a black guy. I didn't want to go in the Olympics. You know that.
Okay.
Jews don't go in the Olympics. They own the stadium. You already know these
Okay.
things.
What else do I need to know about Jewish people?
Jewish people?
Yes.
What do you need to know about them? They complain a lot.
Okay. Well, let's talk about when you did stand up. What was your last show and your first show? Let's start with that. What was
It was the same show.
It was the same show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Denzel was there. That's where we met.
Did you have to bring 5 friends to get on stage? If it was a DeBono show, you did.
That was a DeBono show back in the about 10 years ago. Yeah. It
Okay.
was 8.
Who were your 8 people?
Girl that owned the modeling agency who we used to use for models years ago, and some of her friends, and a couple other people I knew in the city, and that was for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes at Stand Up New York.
Isn't it amazing? So that
8 people you had to pay for them too.
yeah,
That's why I like doing this stuff.
That's why I like it.
Because I
Listen.
control, Tom, my own destiny.
you can do my phone's. You could do with an iPhone What I needed $100,000 worth of cameras.
I agree.
And $100,000 worth of editing machine.
Why are you doing this?
Because I'm.
Okay. I didn't
Every time I get real, you derail me.
Yeah, but
Every
you're
time I
doing
get
this.
passionate.
Why are you doing this?
Because I'm grabbing. I'm making a
You
point.
got Parkinson's or something? You keep shaking like
I'm
this.
I'm grabbing boobs. This podcast is
You going
never
for the
going to
medicine
take off.
cabinet?
Between this podcast is going to be.
Why are you hollering?
Because I'm angry now. Before it was
Dr.
shtick.
Denzel, he's got doing this. He's hollering.
What
What did I ever do to you? I didn't hurt your family.
You've interrupted every story.
Dr. Denzel that went after you with the gun. Why do you blame me?
I don't.
It was him. Why are you on me?
You know what's funny? I like you, but yeah, I can't. This is gonna be the worst podcast episode ever.
I don't know if I'm even putting this up.
I feel better. I'd feel better if you did. I'd love. Could you do a second version of this though, where it's just you?
You
and
want
then
me
you
to
cut
commit,
me
you
out.
want me to commit Harry Carey is what you want me to do.
Yeah. What does that mean?
That means I'm just going to get in an airplane, be like a kamikaze pilot, and just go down. You want me to commit Harry Carey with a samurai sword? You don't remember the Japanese War?
I don't remember. I remember
My dad
Harry
was
Carey.
in World War II.
Well, hang on. I remember
He was
Harry
in
Carey.
Japan.
Yeah.
His boss said, shoot at the people with the thick glasses in the trees, and he shot 2 dentists because they had big teeth.
I have no idea where I am right now.
Well, you got to talk to Dr. Denzel. It was his joke.
Okay. Is he talking to you right now?
I got to tell you guys, we are with one of the most famous comedians in New York, according to him. This is Tom Kelly. Tom Kelly is from Massapequa, Long Island. Tom Kelly has a podcast called The Tom Kelly Show.
It's on
The
YouTube.
only guy that I know that knows about the podcast is Tom Kelly.
Let me tell you right now.
Tom Kelly's career is a very big success. He has 2 fans in the attic with the air conditioners. I got 3.
Okay. But I'll tell you this.
Talk to me, Tom Kelly.
A friend of mine said,
An Irish
Tom,
guy.
are you afraid of doing Dangerously Funny?
And you said, I don't want to do it.
I was afraid.
Why?
Because I was afraid of getting canceled. But then I remembered I
You
have
will
nothing to get
You
canceled
get
from.
nothing to get
You have to have something to get canceled from to get
Tom,
canceled.
You are a good man. We want to thank you for
Oh, this
coming.
was fun, though. This
You're
was
a gentleman and a scholar.
This was a great
And I
time.
like the trick-or-treat outfit you wore. We could put a candle on your play restaurant.
Oh, my God. Don't
Looks
I
like a
look like-
tablecloth at TGIF's, for Christ's sake.
It really-
And then I got the trick-or-treat. I got the New York Jets football helmet. I got to hang out with Joe Namath. By the way, his knees went bad from the wife, not from the football.
Oh, he's a. Would you trade?
Oh, tell people where to find you on
Tom
social
Kelly
media,
Show.
Tom.
Yeah. Tom Kelly
Right
Show.
here, Tom.
Tom Kelly Show on Instagram. Tom Kelly Show on TikTok. Tom Kelly Show on MySpace. Tom Kelly Show on Farmers Only. Tom Kelly Show on Venmo. If you have money for his Patreon, you have money to send me $1 or $2 on Venmo.
Send it.
Send it. And I had a great time.
If you don't, Dr. Denzel will come for you. Guys, we're signing off from the MCM podcast studio in New York City with the famous Tom Kelly, the Jersey Outlaw.